Match number 3 of this year's CPL features the Tallahwas and the Zouks. So let's get into the fantasy team for this contest on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo. I'm Raunak Kapoor, and joining me soon will be Daren Ganga. Now, always important to start a new season on a high, Daren Ganga. And as we look at these two teams and where they finished last year, all the more reason that they can't afford to drop points from the very beginning.
Indeed, I think both teams, they have a lot to do. They wouldn't be happy with what they produced in 2019 because they didn't qualify in that top 4. A couple of really definitive changes in both teams for the Tallahwas. No Chris Gale. Ramnaresh Sawan as well, who started as a technical director and coach of this Tallahwas team. He's just left the campaign as well. So they're lacking in terms of the technical side and in terms of players who have a lot of experience. Darren Sammy for the St. Lucia Zouks, he takes over the captaincy yet again. And he has quite a number of players who've not had experience playing T20 cricket. So it will be an uphill battle for him to change the fortunes of his Zouks team.
Well, you might hear those two names in one way or the other as the Tallahwas season goes on. Let's see how they respond to life without Chris Gale, the Tallahwas. Let's go to our team. Before that, I'd like to remind all our viewers on the My 11 Circle app that you have 100 credits within which you have to make your fantasy team. You pick your players from 4 categories available: batsmen, bowlers, wicketkeepers, and all-rounders. You got every player's individual credit value listed on the app. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in a particular contest. Let's move to our suggestions then. Our captain choice is going to be Glenn Phillips. Now, as it happens, at the start of the season, we tend to take safer bets. We go with opening bats, and Phillips was among the top 5 run getters and strike rates for batsmen with more than 300 runs last season. And he is probably one of the first names on the team sheet for the Tallahwas. As an opener, safe bet, and he would have the opportunity to bat more than others in that team. Vice captain choice, Andre Russell. Can't leave him out of a T20 team. Maybe Darren might even suggest him as a captain choice. But if you have a look at Andre Russell's record, I mean, you don't need to. You know that this man has to feature in your fantasy team. Runs, wickets, it's going to be a thing to see as to how much batting Andre Russell gets. But you do imagine that he will get you some points with ball and perhaps even in the field. Captains give you double the points. Vice captains give you 1.5 times the points. So make sure you pick them pretty carefully. As far as our top picks go, RAHKEEM Cornwall. He's a crowd favorite, isn't he? RAHKEEM Cornwall. Even though no crowds just yet, you'd imagine RAHKEEM Cornwall is going to have a big role to play in this year's CPL. The Zouks made a successful T20 opener out of RAHKEEM Cornwall last season. He had a strike rate of nearly 200. So you pretty much want to keep him in your team. Let's have a look at Zaheer Khan as well amongst our top picks. It's a powerful batting lineup, and therefore we go for one of the Zouks' most attacking options, the left-arm spin of Zaheer Khan. So he's going to feature in our top picks too. And SANDEEP LAMICHHANE, as we continue to back wrist spinners on the fantasy circuit. You do know that LAMICHHANE is an improved player with every major T20 tournament that he plays, and he could have a big role to play this season as well. So reminder, our captain choice, Glenn Phillips. Vice captain is Andre Russell. And our top picks, RAHKEEM Cornwall, Zaheer Khan, and SANDEEP LAMICHHANE. Thoughts on that, Darren?
Wrist spinners, yes, I'm a definite supporter of having Zaheer Khan, SANDEEP LAMICHHANE in that squad. I will put a little bit of a question mark on RAHKEEM Cornwall, and that's because of what we've seen from him in that recent tour in England. His form doesn't look too good. He went wicketless in that test match that he played. He didn't really score runs hitting across the line of the ball. So a little bit of a concern with his form. Yes, he had a really good season last season, batting at the top of the innings. His strike rate was really good in T20 cricket. So I'm sure they'll be hoping that he continues that form. I think I might just go with Mohammad Nabi in that category of picks because I think this is a solid T20 player. He will bring the same sort of value as a RAHKEEM Cornwall. He is very good with the bat, in fact, underrated. So I might just possibly push Mohammad Nabi ahead of RAHKEEM Cornwall.
Yep, always good to try safer bets at the start of the season, see what kind of nick the players are in. Let's move to our value picks now. We've gone with Asif Ali. We know how highly he's rated in Pakistan, and the role that he does play in T20 cricket is that of a finisher. Keep an eye out on whether you want to squeeze in Asif Ali, given that there are other finishing options that they do have. But consider that Asif Ali is someone that the Tallahwas are going to back. Chema Holder is there as well, another player you'll get for decent credit value, a highly rated player in the Caribbean and fresh off the England tour with the Test team. It may finally be the season that Chema Holder has to nail down a permanent spot in the West Indies 11. Let's look at our full team then. Glenn Phillips features as not just our captain choice, but also as a wicket-keeping option. Our batsmen, Andre Fletcher and Asif Ali. All-rounders include Andre Russell, who we've gone for as vice-captain. Mohammad Nabi does feature in the team. Daren Ganga did rate him very highly. RAHKEEM, Cornwall and Rovman Powell too. And Shema Holder, Zaheer Khan, Fidel Edwards and Sandeep LAMICHHANE among the specialist bowlers. You'll get that team within 100 credits on the My 11 Circle app. Any more suggestions, Daren?
Yeah, I'm giving you a little bit of a secret. There's a young man named Obed McCoy. I think he is probably a better choice than possibly a Fidel Edwards. We know that Fidel, he's been playing in county cricket for Hampshire, but Obed McCoy missed majority of CPL 2019 because of an injury. As you would recall, Raunak, in 2018, he played for the West Indies in that one-day series in India. In that Vizag one-day, he picked up the wicket of Dhoni and I think Jadeja as well. So this is a young man, not because he's a left-hander. I think he's got the attitude to perform consistently. He will be a real asset for St. Lucia Zouks. And I think he should be featuring on that 11 that we select for match number 3.
Yeah. You know how I pick my fantasy teams, Darren? If they're left-handers, they've got to be in the team. It's that simple. I'm one of those. So, Obed McCoy is the extra option that Daren Ganga has given you. We'll hear plenty more from Darren. Big thank you to him. Make sure you look at the toss and the final playing 11s before you finalize your fantasy team. We'll be back with plenty more expert opinion and data for you to help you pick your fantasy teams on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo.